10 o'clock and all is well. Good morning. Good morning. We are live. Now we're only live. We didn't go live on your thing. You could have put it in.
Oh, here we go.
There we are. I don't know if you can still do it or not. We might be able to. Can you add more stuff? So today, you guys, we're talking about, well, I don't even remember what I wrote in here. Oh, there it is. There you go. There you go. What do we do for FunDay Fridays? That's what this is about. So, Daniela, this is actually kind of cool. Tell me a little bit about some of the responses that people have gotten, like some of the benefits of people that have come out to do FunDay Friday. Like
Yeah,
I can,
absolutely. It's actually interesting that you're asking me that because I just added it to my website
Hmm,
of you know,
perfect. Yeah,
testimonials.
sure.
So I'll just read a couple of what people have said.
This is awesome.
Yeah. I came to Daniela and Jen to help heal open wounds from previous relationships. Not only have my sessions helped, but they showed me how much I was compromising my needs and self respect.
Ooh,
Eye
ouch.
opening stuff, right? Another one. Through several sessions, I came to understand how valuable and relatable a relationship with horses is compared to those with humans.
I know.
Um,
We love the horses more than we love people.
All right. Here's another one. This is an amazing experience. I feel more confident in myself, and I feel my relationship with people and my husband will definitely change after today. And my overall
Mm.
feeling, my overall self esteem is I feel great.
Ah,
Right.
that's amazing.
And then the last one
Do
I
you
have
remember
on
who
here.
that one? Do you remember which horse that
Yes. Which horse?
yeah, do you remember which horse that person played with?
Scotty. That was the last Fun Day Friday where she was just rubbing him the whole time, remember?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, I love her. She's
Yeah.
awesome. That's cool.
And then the last one I have is to be able to walk into the ring with a horse, establish rapport, trust, respect, and understanding is humbling and amazing at the same time.
Mm.
So
Well,
those are just a couple.
one of the things I love about this, and we do them, we do them virtually every Friday, but we do them in person at Artemis Hill up in New York at Daniela's facility once a month. And what I love about this, and I just posted the link to the workshop that we are doing together on the 10th of June. But what's really the cool is that everybody gets something different. Like everybody gets something different. I've had people quit smoking. I've had
Mm.
people lose one of my clients, and actually, incidentally, he just wrote me after like 5 years. I haven't spoken to him in 5 years, and he wrote me a couple days ago. This gentleman, he wanted to ride Dante. Like that's all he wanted to do. He's like, you. I was like, and he loved the horses. He'd been out. He's always helping me with stuff, and I was like, John, I love you, and you're amazing, but you're too big. You're too big to get on the horse's back. You wait, and it was really hard for me to have that conversation with him. But he was like, I know, but I really want to ride Dante. And I said, you're going to have to lose at least 100 pounds. Yeah. And guess what? He lost 100 pounds. Started working
Stop
out.
it.
He lost over like 110 pounds. And he
And then he
started
came and
working
he
out,
rode Dante.
came and he rode Dante. And it was so cool. I still have pictures, and it was so cool for this guy. Because the results show up everywhere. I'm like, who can you help? And I'm like, well, everybody. And I'm like, no, no, who do you want to help? And I'm like, well, kind of everybody. And I have had so many people like kind of pat me on the head, like I'm a naive 5 year old who wants to, build a lime jello rocket ship to the sun, nice sort of idealisms and like, oh, well, that's nice. Good luck with that. And I'm like, dude, I am helping everybody. You're helping these horses, people losing weight, better relationships with their husbands, better quality management styles with their teams. I mean, the list goes on and on.
And
And
also just like recognizing in themselves where they may be sacrificing, right? Too much
mm,
without getting the proper reciprocation. I mean,
right.
that's a huge one too, because I mean, I can relate to that so much. Giving, 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 before it's necessary, or to people who are not available to receive it and then also reciprocate, right? It's like really understanding yourself. I mean, I think
Right.
that's been the hugest piece, even just for me working with the horses and what I've learned and helped in my own relationships. And I want to say too, because I noticed that people, when I say relationships, they automatically think of romantic ones. It's not always
Yes.
about that. Like, I think it's a huge point that I would like us to make too, that this is about any relationship, your friends, your family members, your
That was
coworkers.
a relationship with himself.
That's right. That's right. Your relationship with yourself. I mean,
That's gotta come first.
yeah. Oh, and how often, right? I mean, how many, if there's
Have I
anyone watching again or is live, I mean, make a comment, please comment, because how many of us are sacrificing our own needs for other people's needs and feeling less
and
than
notice
because of
and
it?
notice that she said needs,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Our needs, the things that we must have. You know, I sacrificed my self-worth with my ex-husband for years because in the hope of getting a place for my horses and a farm, and I never got it. I had to go work my ass off for 10 years after the divorce to heal all that shit so I could get it. Because it doesn't come from outside sources, it comes from here. And your relationship with self is the most important relationship you'll ever have. And the cool thing about horses is that they are a pure reflection of that self for you.
Yeah.
And they are a lightning rod to the divine and a pure connection to source. So when you see yourself in the reflection of the horse, you'll see where you are missing your connections to source energy that allow you to attract the things you want in your life instantaneously and relieve the old negative beliefs permanently. Like that's the power, that's real horsepower.
Mm.
Incidentally, my friend that lost 100 pounds so he could ride Dante, you think he started like coming out and riding Dante every week and like we went horseback riding together all the time?
No.
Guess how many times he rode Dante?
Once.
Yep. Because it wasn't about the outcome. It was about how he felt
Mm.
about the outcome and about the process to get there.
And that's a big thing too, because I think, these experiences for people have been so eye-opening when they come and they work with the horses. I mean, to the extent that like people who have come here and experienced something a year ago, I will still get messages saying, something happened the other day and it reminded me of that moment with Scotty or that moment with Rose, and it made me respond differently because I remembered that and it stuck with me, right? And
Yes.
it's beautiful. But I want to say
Yes.
too that it's not like it's going to be a one and done. You're going to come here, have one experience with the horse, and it's going to solve all your problems. It's going to open you up to see a lot. But it is an ongoing thing. Our evolution is constantly ongoing, right? You don't plant the tomato seed, water it once, and then say, all right, I'm going to have tomatoes. No, you have to cultivate that. You have to continue to care for it. You have to nurture it. And it's the same with ourselves, with our relationships with ourselves or other people. So come to this, experience it, and then see what it opens up, because you can
Yes.
keep coming back for more. You can come back as many times as you want to continue this. And I encourage people to do that
Do
because
that.
it's not a one and done. I mean, it could be you'll have a great experience that you'll never forget,
Oh,
guaranteed,
for sure.
guaranteed. But if you want real changes in your life that are sustainable and long lasting, there's a work involved with it. And listen, we're all doing it. I mean, you go to the gym. How often do you go to the gym, right? To stay healthy, to eat healthy. It's nothing's a one and done. And I'm not even sure why I felt compelled to say this, but I still want to say it because it could be an ongoing fun journey. It's
Have
fun
fun.
working with these
That's the
horses.
piece that's important. It's like, you got to think about it. It's like, oh, well, it's not one and done. That means we're going to have to effort it and work at it and toil at it and struggle with it. No, 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 no. You won't want this to be a one and done because there is some kind of like in the fiber of your being that it gets to you in a way that you're like, I want more of that. I
Hmm.
want to pour water on that to because I'll tell you, and I can't wait because I can't wait to get to the new facility. Well, really, Danielle and I are very excited about. Well, I don't know. I'm probably more excited about it than you
No,
are.
I'm
But
very excited for you.
well, she's got a beautiful house. It's too gorgeous, beautiful house, and it's green, like almost about the color of her sweater. And then the house that the facility that I'm getting at is not your typical Florida house. There's not like a ton of 2-story houses in Florida, but this is it looks actually very similar to her house, and it's yellow. So I'm like, she's got greenhouse and I've got yellow house, and we have like two facilities. And you know what I'm so excited about? Planting that first tomato plant and getting it in
Mm.
the ground and cultivating it. So yes, and I can't wait to go take care of it and nurture it and grow it. And that's the same thing you will do and get addicted to and obsessed with if you're just like slightly touched like me, and maybe Danielle too. I don't know. But you'll want to come back and you'll want to because the flavors are so delicious and the experience is so like enriching and invigorating. Like, you're not going to want to leave, honestly.
And like you said before, it's never the same experience. You don't come in here, even if it's with the same horse, even if you're working with
Yes.
the same horse, it's never the same experience. And what a beautiful metaphor for life, because every day is always different. Yes, you could be doing similar activities every day, but who's involved in them? What's their emotional state? What's your emotional state? What's the weather? What planets are in
Yeah.
whatever
And what
in the
belief
sky.
systems
I mean,
what
every
experiences have you had? Right. What do they say? You can never step in the same river twice.
right. So it's like for me, I love variety, but I love a level of consistency, right? And so it's like those are two of my needs that will bring me back coming for more. Because and then you're around these animals who are always in a theta brainwave state. So their
Mm,
energy is so calming. I mean, if we which we have done, and there's video of it, if we just sit in there with them and do nothing, it
thing.
is still an impactful and somehow transformative experience, even when we're doing nothing with them.
Nothing.
It's amazing. It's insane, really, when
I
you think about it.
some of the most impactful experiences have come when the people have given themselves permission to do nothing. What is it? What is it, my Sicilian friend? Dolce far niente.
Il
Am I
dolce
saying it?
far niente.
Yes,
Mhm.
that's it. This and loosely translated is the sweetness of
Of doing
doing
nothing.
nothing.
Mhm.
Like, and it is, and it's like, and there is just a beautiful sweetness to that. And you get those downloads. You get clarity when you are still. That's why cameras have shutter speeds. Because you the longer the shutter speed, the more still you have to be, or the photo is blurry and you don't have clarity. So in order to have clarity, you must be still.
Mm.
And that's why being out with animals that create a magnetic up to 4 feet away, horses can feel your energy and your heart rhythms up to 4 feet away. So when you're just in their space, now, trust me when I say I've been working on these programs for well over a decade now. And it's more than just coming out in the field and making a noise like a carrot and feeling better. There's so much to it. There's so much information and wisdom to glean. And I've been talking about cultivating, picking like the best fruit out of the garden to bring you something really this cornucopia of abundance that of wisdom that you can glean from learning from a horse. Whether go and you take the online courses that we have to offer, you come to Artemis Hill up in Hudson Valley area, just outside the city in New York, or you come to West Palm Beach and visit me in Florida, or you just pick up the phone and call one of us and go, what are you guys even talking about? I just watched the Kentucky Derby. That's like, because a lot of people's frame of reference when it comes to horses is not this. This isn't what the first, like my TED talk was like, well, first thing out of my mouth was, what do you think of when you think of a horse? You think of their power, their beauty, their speed. What you may not realize is that horses have the capability to heal us from the inside and change and transform our lives. It's like, holy shit. You know, when I jokingly called Dante my 1,200-pound Tony Robbins, I'm kind of half serious because they change your life. I
Yeah.
call him that though, because he's kind of like Tony Robbins. He's kind of a character.
He is.
So yeah. So
well, and
come,
they all do. They all have that little like personality, which I think is it's so brilliant how you've formulated your programs around the 4 personalities that your horses have, which, and like, talk about destiny or kismet or whatever you want to call it, how you happen to accumulate 4 horses that really accurately represent the typical 4 different personality types that you come across when you do any type of quiz for your personality. If you're an introvert, an extrovert, you know, whatever it is. And I think it's, for whatever reason, it's so much easier, or maybe easier is not even the word. Maybe it's just, it's more pleasant and more enjoyable learning from a horse about other people. Cause
yes,
you know, when
ego is not involved.
Right. Because when you're at a Tony Robbins event and he calls on you for what do they call it when he calls on someone? An intervention. And he's got you crying because he's calling you out on all your BS. And you're in that moment, you're probably hating him. I've never personally had an intervention, but I love watching.
I have.
And I've seen some people get mad because they can't take it. Some take it, but you take it from the horse. You don't get mad. You're like, instead, you're like, wow, I can't believe I'm doing this. I can't believe this is what so it's such an interesting interaction to basically get schooled by a horse, and Dante will school you, right? I mean, the other ones are a little different, like Scotty and Trace. They're more playful and more, more fun. And so they make you show up differently than Rose and Bella, right? Like, and we're calling out the names of our horses that have the same personality types. And if you come to have an experience, you're going to learn a lot about that. And you're going to be in the interaction, and you're going to be like, oh, my brother is like this, and I can't stand when he does this. And then you realize how you can, because that's been my experience, right? Scotty, Scotty's like, Scotty's like my brother, making me have to really step into my confidence. And that was hard for me at first. And here I was thinking, like, I am so confident. And for the most part, I am confident.
Right.
But in those difficult conversations with people who have a very confident energy, like the most confident person in the room, right, can be a little intimidating at times. Now I had to show up way more confident for Scotty to even be like, oh, you're talking to me? Oh, okay.
I didn't even notice you.
Right. All right. Oh, you're here. How long have you been in the ring? Right?
Standing there.
But so like, I remember how you said to me that one time, you were like, because I was struggling for him to respect me, Scotty, in the ring that day. And then you were like, how does this, that one statement phrase where you're like, stings like a bee, but also is a little sweet, right? Like, how does this show up for you in your everyday life? And I was like, oh. All right. But by the end of that session, he did respect me. Yes. And my relationship with my brother and many other people of that personality type has improved tremendously. So, I can.
Because look, you're saying, like, you wouldn't think that, you would not generally say this person is fun and playful to be around if they do not respect you. If someone doesn't respect you, you're not going to go, oh yeah, you're fun and awesome. But earlier in this call, you said Scotty's and like Trace is very fun and playful.
Right.
So the transformation, and I quote Wayne Dyer when he says it, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. It's so Scotty's true. The same horse. Right. You're the same person. You just changed the way you looked at things.
Right. Because in the beginning he was a little shit punk, but like right. And listen, sometimes he's still a punk, but the punkness is cuter now than it was before.
Oh, yeah. And see, I had the opposite problem. I used to let Trace get away with murder on the cuteness factor. That was my phrase for him. I was like, oh yeah, he's just being Tracy because he just gets away with murder on the cuteness factor because I was already looking at him as this playful. And then I had a session with one of my mentors, and they were like, hey, you need to tell him to get over there with that little attitude. And we just took the stick and string and just kind of flicked it. Didn't never even actually touch the horse. That's the key piece. We're not out there. We never whack them or whip them or hit them or smack them or none of that. If you're doing that, you're doing it wrong. And it's like, well, but it was just a little flick, like kind of like somebody would like pop somebody with a towel and be like, hey, kind of almost like a tickle. And then man, and he would like get all feisty and be like, but then he would be like, all right, I'm not sure what this is, but I'm interested. And I had his attention, and that playfulness came out, and it was like, transform, it just transformed the relationship. So I'm really excited about the relationship workshop coming up June 10th. And I'm going to be actually physically in New York. This isn't going to be virtual. It's on site, in person, hands on, getting dirty. Got to get clean before you get dirty. So I put the link in the comments. Reach out to us if you want to have an experience. If you can't make June 10th, reach out to us anyway, because I'm doing some unbelievable retreats and getaways down here on multiple weekends throughout the summer, the fall, and this winter. And Daniela has a lot of great experiences. We have a lot going on. So it's like, well, if you can't make today, you can make tomorrow. Trust me, it's going to be amazing. However, if you can make today, and don't push it till tomorrow, because when is now a better time?
That's right.
Mic drop. Boom. All right. On that note, thank you all so much for tuning in. I love you, Dee. I can't wait to see you guys.
I know. So excited.
We're going to have a lot of fun and give Miss Rosie Posey a big old smooch for me. I love her dearly. And remember to believe in yourself. It will change your life.
Because they don't call it horsepower for nothing.
And a few other taglines.
I know. Right. What else can we say?
Just keep the cliches coming.
When life takes a toll, come rejuvenate your soul.
Oh my God. And
cut.